My fellow Americans, I am humbled that you have chosen me to be your new president. And I am honored to lead our country forward during these dark and dangerous times. The Soviet Union's recent push into Europe threatens our very existence as a nation. We've deployed troops and equipment to our European allies, but we haven't yet fully committed to this fight. Until now. I've introduced a bill which will quintuple the resources we are putting towards this conflict. Today, I say it is time for America to take a stand against the scourge that is godless communism. For if we don't, if we wait, soon, very soon, it will be too late.
We finally get a taste of victory, and now this. The new American president is an ignorant fanatic who wants to wipe us off the face of the earth. He has rallied the Allies and re-energized their will. We must strike swiftly before they can mobilize their forces. Are you ready, General?
Of course. Commander, we are hitting the Central Allied Command Center at Geneva before they reinforce it. You will be leading the charge, and I will be following soon after with the full might of the Soviet military. До свидания.
Bottoms up, Nikolai.
Welcome back, Commander.
We must hurry and cripple the Allies before the American reinforcements arrive. Our main target is a key forward command center in Geneva, Switzerland. We need to take this base out before the newly funded Allies use it as a springboard to enter Soviet territory. The General will be joining you once you clear the way for him.
The Allies have fortified their position along the waterfront, as well as maintaining an army base inland. The Premier has asked that General Krukov personally supervise this operation. Your mission is... investigate the energy fluctuations coming from the lake. Destroy any Allied naval forces you find. Eliminate the Allies' army base to clear the way for General Krukov. Convince Geneva's financial establishments to support our cause. Good luck to you.
This may only be a lake, but the Allies have much in the way of technology. Move ahead, but use caution.
Yes, you heard that correctly. We are building a navy in Switzerland.
Objective received.
Coils standing by.
This is essentially taking part on Lake Leman, or Lema.
Good to see you again, my friend. We did pretty good in Leningrad. This time, I'll get to show them the meaning of Soviet armor.
Our base is under attack.
And we have wonderful Oleg with us.
The Soviet army chose you to remove us from Geneva. Well, that's a relief. When I heard you guys were coming, I thought it was going to be a tough fight.
Insufficient funds. Commander, you are able to build near your co-commander's structures as well as your own.
I'm ready if you're ready.
So oddly, because this is a naval mission, we get the Navy part of things, which kind of works with the fact that we've done a lot with them so far in the campaign.
Ready.
Surprise, Commander. We can transport our entire Navy in the blink of an eye. So if I were you, I wouldn't blink again.
Building. Our allies and
Decent taunt.
units lost.
You can probably imagine how this mission in particular has problems, both in terms of the gameplay, but also story-wise. It's interesting to note that this is also the first mission where you get the hammer tank, one of like the mainstays of the Soviet forces. As you can also see, we get the Akula subs, which are great, but their special ability has something to be desired.
Being ready. Let's test the equipment. Everything's stable.
You see, the Akula sub has a special ability where it launches super torpedoes at its target. And while these are powerful and nothing to really mock, the problem is that they just launch straight ahead from whenever you click the button. So, did your Akula sub accidentally turn half a degree and completely whiff its attack? Too bad. Did you have a unit in front of your other Akula sub? Ah, too bad as well. It's one of those oddities that just kind of sticks out for how annoying it is. And even though we don't really have much pressure on us so far, we're still struggling a lot for money. Kind of one of the reasons why there's a bunch of Swiss banks lying around that you can capture for extra funds.
Insufficient funds. On hold. Cancelled. A unit is under attack. Unit lost. Orbital drop ready.
This scanner's working.
So yeah, Akula subs aren't bad per se. I'd take them over the Stingray. The only problem is their special ability.
Detected.
You're not always lucky with it.
Enemy engineer detected.
This is also a mission you can take relatively slowly. Unfortunately, the Akula sub is limited to water only, so you don't really have any business using it after you clear up the base. However, it does give you an opportunity to just sit back and collect money. Help Oleg if he needs it, build up your own ground forces, that sort of thing. It's important to note as well that there's a couple of bonus buildings. You can see that Oleg's captured one in the top left of the map. I believe one of them is one of the banks that generates funds over time. And the other one is a hospital, which, as we've seen in prior Command & Conquer games, heals units over time, or his infantry over time.
Construction complete. Select target. Select target. Our ally is under attack. Angel of Death.
Everything's stable. Right here, comrade. Who's looking for a good pounding?
Point me in that direction. Taking position.
Enemy base detected.
I figured I might as well build Natasha once, just so we can see what she does. Outside of the first mission anyways.
I'll take it.
Something to note that I didn't point out before is that you can see she's got a special ability. So while her targeted ability against vehicles or buildings is to call in an airstrike, she does have the ability to act like Jarman Kell from Generals, where she'll snipe the pilot out of a vehicle. Useful in the right conditions, but I don't know. I still feel like Natasha is easily overwhelmed by vehicles entirely.
Are you planning on fighting the enemy, Commander? Or are you just going to hide in your base? I guess I have to do everything around here.
General Krukov has arrived and will lead the attack against the Allied headquarters here. You have gained access to V4 rocket launchers. Use their superior range wisely.
Neutrality? Ha! Switzerland, please explain massive Allied military base.
Battlefield expanded.
You know, Oleg makes a great point.
New objective received.
Natasha Volkova.
This is probably one of those reasons why you want to take your time on this mission anyways. Refuse to destroy the barracks and the war factory. Go after the ore refinery, just so that you can build up defenses if you happen to have a Sputnik and associated buildings nearby. If only because they'll rush you.
Now we can use the Allies' own capitalist riches to defeat them.
I'm in control.
Construction complete.
Do you see something?
We're going.
And now that we have a little bit of time after everybody's given us our taunts and explained things, it's important to point out that the chronosphere exists, but the chronosphere is strictly a Einstein design and weapon. Not only is this exacerbated in Red Alert 1, where it's a story set piece, unless you want to somehow count the chronosphere separate from the time machine that he uses to go kill Hitler. But in Red Alert 2, you have the special weapons center that you have to either destroy in the Soviet campaign or protect in the Allied campaign. So how does that square with having a time machine that goes back in time and then kills Einstein? They killed him before Hitler exists. So how does killing Einstein remove Hitler from... Sometimes you write yourself into a corner, and you just have to expect everybody to go along with it. Anyways, I got kind of unlucky with losing the Sputnik before, just because I got rushed.
What are you waiting for, Commander? Are you still planning to attack? Because if you are, now would be a good time.
And Krukov is just an ass, as always. It's interesting to point out that the V4 missile launchers actually have a cluster munition, or just their regular one. It's nice. It makes them a little bit better against infantry or clusters of groups. But otherwise, I personally will just use the single rocket all the time, basically. Additionally, there's the giant glowing orb there, or at least circle, and I just have to click on it at one point to get Oleg to do some stuff. Sadly, even your allied buddies are too smart and too reactive to dodge the magnetic satellite, or the tractor beam. They'll get, if I'd gotten them, they would have gotten turned into satellites. I guess in a way, this is also, speaking of the whole Einstein, Hitler, chronosphere, time machine conundrum.
Too bad. You should have shown me more respect and retreated.
The other problem that exists is that I don't really know if I should say that time is a flat circle with regards to the Soviets annoying non-US states, and then the US getting involved, and then complaining that the US is coming in to protect a nation from utter destruction. Somehow, it's weirdly predictive 16 years later. Also, Krukov is like super aggro, so I'll kill his stuff.
To the USSR. Pay attention, comrade. Maybe next time you might have success without me. Anything is possible, I suppose.
Dude, you were literally calling me a traitor not 2 seconds ago.
And next time, your general won't be there to rescue you. Target, sir?
Well, in any case, the AI likes to take up a lot of the money and build units and still suck at it. We'll see more of that in future videos.